State Capitol in Crisis, an ABC 17 News special with MissouriNet, starts now.
This committee's task is going to be to investigate facts.
Let me be very clear about this. This is not a witch hunt.
Given the value of the list in question, it is a felony.
Let's face it, I think the governor's kind of hit a desperate point.
The right decision by signing on to the call for a special session. We'll continue to push in the meantime for a possibility for articles of impeachment.
This experience has been humbling, and I have emerged from it a changed man.
It was misconduct from the beginning of this case to the end.
Do you think that the Capitol is in crisis?
Absolutely not.
We are less than 24 hours away now from the special session here at the state capitol as we are starting our special of Capitol in Crisis. The state capitol in crisis. I'm Joey Parker.
And I'm Ashley Strohmeyer. And of course, we are joined by political expert Bob Purdy and, of course, MissouriNet News Director Brian Houseworth.
We appreciate the opportunity to be live with you guys on the network, obviously, and on ABC 17. We're in unprecedented times. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. It's going to be a busy night right now. The House, Ashley and Joey, is currently in recess. They're in recess until 6:45, but as you can see, some lawmakers behind us right now. There are still people in the building. Senate's in session. They'll probably be in session, both chambers, until midnight, if not 1 in the morning. Could go much later than that, depending on what happens.
That is something, and this is, again, as you said, uncharted territory. And again, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. There's a lot of speculation about what could happen, including the I word, impeachment, that a lot of people are uncomfortable with us talking about, but it is something that we have to address nonetheless.
The special session does start in 24 hours from this time tomorrow. So right after the general session is over, that's when it starts. They have 30 minutes to get to what they have to be doing. I will say that they do have 30 days. The House does have 30 days to get everything sorted out as far as the possible talks and articles of impeachment for Governor Greitens before it is sent on to the Senate, if that's even the case.
Bob, let me quickly ask you this. You are a historian. You have seen more than 1,000 lawmakers in and out of this place. You've covered 13 governors, but you've not covered anything quite like this, have you?
No, the closest thing I ever covered was the Secretary of State's impeachment a number of years ago when Judy Moriarty was impeached, and then the Supreme Court held a hearing and threw her out of office. So there's never been anything like this. We have to go back even to the 1930s when we had a state treasurer who was impeached by the House, tried by the Senate, but in those days the Senate had to have a 2/3 vote to finally convict someone. They couldn't get that because Larry Brunk was a former senator, and some people thought they weren't going to kick out somebody who was a former colleague. So we have a long history. This is going to be a case of on-the-job training for these legislators, and what they do, what they learn, and how they go about this is going to be something that future legislators for another 100 years or more are going to be looking back at should this ever happen again in Missouri.
And right now we are going to send it to our reporter, ABC 17's Lucas Geisler.
Right as we finish with, or seemingly for now finish with, one felony charge against Governor Eric Greitens, he does face another one in the city of St. Louis for computer tampering. That is set to start, or at least start in court, May 22nd. That's when he has a date scheduled with St. Louis Associate Judge Madeline Connolly there. Now, just to give a reminder of exactly what this charge covers, the governor is accused of directing an employee of his at the Greitens Group to send a list of donors that had given to The Mission Continues over to his campaign. And we know that many of those employees and people involved have testified to both the Attorney General and to the House Special Investigative Committee. Attorneys for the governor want to take the Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner's office off of this new charge, saying that because of the mistakes made in that first case for invasion of privacy, they have proven they can't adequately or impartially handle the second case.
There's nothing glamorous about a public official who comes under such scrutiny that their career is put in jeopardy by something they are alleged to have done or that people accuse them of doing. You're dealing with public trust here. So they see the problems that the governor is being accused of having, and they think the public's confidence in them now is also undermined because of what criticism he is attracting.
I really appreciate you being here with MissouriNet, and Bob, as a historian, thank you so much for joining us.
Everyone, thanks again for joining us. We'll see you back here at 9 and 10 tonight.
Good night.